Disney theme parks, the happiest places on Earth with the highest concentration of mobility scooters per square mile. But somehow, some way, these giant city-sized amounts of real estate devoted to letting people pretend they live in a fantasy world have some weird secret stuff going on. I'm as surprised as you are. Look at this. You see what I'm talking about? That's not the real Timon from The Lion King. That's a person in a costume. There is a person inside that meerkat. What's that, honey? No, I can't help with the baby right now. I'm making an important video. That was rude. Anyway, let's continue to unmask the Timon that is Disney until we find the weird, secret, smiling person underneath. Because I looked up some stuff out and I looked it up and now I will present it to you with research. Today we're talking Disney secrets. Secret number 1. People like to scatter ashes at Disney World. This is the story I read about recently that inspired this video. And listen, some of us are Disney adults and some of us are not. To Disney adults I say, do your thing. I'm not gonna yuck your yum. I also refuse to yum your yuck, or I don't want to touch anyone's yucky bits. But yeah, spreading your loved one's ashes around a public place, that is a yuck from me. Apparently this is a thing that happens so often that Disney employees have an actual code for it to communicate it over walkie-talkies. They call it a white powder alert, which is also definitely what an 80s stockbroker would shout when the guy with the stuff arrived. So when Disney issues a white powder alert, they apparently send men with vacuums, which I find to be a little insensitive and disappointing for whoever gets that job. Can you imagine wanting to work at Disney your whole life only to get assigned the position of human remains picker-upper? I am not thrilled to report also that some ashes do slip through the cracks. The ash cracks. No, that's not it. Like this one family who split their grandmother's ashes into Ziploc bags. They breezed past security to scatter the ashes at Cinderella's castle. There was one guy sitting there smoking who saw the whole thing. He was like, "What'd you guys do?" My mom goes, "We just scattered my mother's ashes." He took this long drag, exhaled, and said, "That's awesome." I think as a smoker, he just likes ashes. He wants them in his lungs, he wants them on the floor, he wants them all over his theme parks. Triple dips on Ash Wednesday, so he's covered head to toe, just a total ash freak. But it's not just human people you don't know doing this, celebrities have done this too. Whoopi Goldberg admitted that she scattered her mom's ashes in the water of the It's a Small World ride by faking a sneeze. Which one, weird, creepy ride to do that on, and also must have been really confusing for bystanders to see.
Is that Whoopi Goldberg? Oh, I think Whoopi Goldberg needs to see a doctor. That's not normal.
One last unfun fact about this, apparently most people try to spread the ashes at the Haunted Mansion ride. So next time you're there trying to enjoy the fake light show ghosts, just know there are some real ghosts hanging around too. Stuck forever in that ride that became subpar Eddie Murphy and Lakeith Stanfield movies. Smaller hydration today. The large bottle is in the shop for repairs. I'm sure people spreading ashes is very annoying for Disney, but you know what's even more annoying? When people do the thing that causes them to be turned into ashes in the first place. That was a confusing way of saying that. I'm talking about dying. Fortunately, though, no one ever dies at Disney parks. Now, how is that possible, you may ask? Is Disney made of real magic? Does Tinkerbell come over and boop you on the head with her magic wand with a protection spell? Unfortunately not. Tinkerbell's not real. I stayed up till 4 a.m. every night as a 6-year-old waiting for her and the Tooth Fairy to see if they were friends. And then again at 14 years old and once more this past July. Anyway, the actual supposed answer to why no one dies at Disney parks is actually in this TikTok video from a former Disney employee. He says he saw a guy face plant and then the EMTs tried to resuscitate him for almost 15 minutes. He was freaked out because that's way too long and incredibly morbid, so he asked his manager what was going on. The manager was like,
"No one dies at Disney World. Everyone is resuscitated or attempted into resuscitation until they're off the property, then they're formally declared dead."
Yo, that's extremely sad. There are actually documented cases of people dying at Disney though, so even though this guy said yo, his claim doesn't seem to be entirely true. He did say yo though.
Yo.
But you can imagine that this may be a thing that they definitely attempt to do and doesn't always pan out. Just low-level weekend at Burninging people out of the park so they don't get bad press. Oh, what, this guy on the floor? No, he's just sleepy and he needs to go have a nap over there. Past those gates. So that's potentially kind of messed up. What Disney should do is paint these dead people some kind of color that makes them totally unnoticeable. Too bad that doesn't exist. Oh, wait! Disney invented a color and it's called Go Away Green. Yeah, just like any theme park, Disney has a lot of ugly things they don't want anyone to notice. Garbage cans, scaffolding, the entire movie Song of the South. So to kinda hide these things in plain sight, they invented this color Go Away Green. And it just kinda makes people's eyes sorta skip over it because it's so drab and boring. Joke's on them though, I can see it. See, it's right there. It's green. Not to brag, but I did get a C+ on my rainbows test in kindergarten. It's really effective though to people with an untrained eye. Like before they painted this Latisse screen, it would have been a real eyesore, but now it's like it's not even there. May as well be a bush, like a Minecraft themed bush. Does Disney own Minecraft yet? If they don't, they will soon. Next secret, there are tunnels underneath Disney World. You may already know about this one. It's a standard thing third graders tell each other about Disney World.
Did you know there are tunnels under Disney World? Yeah, I know, and I heard Goofy's mom didn't even want him. She just carried him to term for the alimony. That's a new one to me.
These tunnels are called the utilidors, and they're the only places that Disney cast members are allowed to decapitate themselves. That sounded darker than I meant it to be. It's the only place they could take off their fake character heads. If they puke in those things up there on the human level, they gotta just live in that and hope it opens up their pores or something. Has anyone tried that? That might open up pores. The utilidors are like a little city for Disney World employees. Specifically a city of mole people who are not allowed to see the light as themselves and must come up for air only within the confines of a prison of a costume. No judgment, just calling it like I see it. One thing the employees do get down there is their very own barber shop. It's called Kingdom Cutters. Cutters with a K. That's 2 Ks in a row, which is a dangerous amount of Ks to have in a row. On Yelp, this place has 1 3-star review from 2017. Who went down there and reviewed that? Quick aside here, but 3-star reviews are definitely the most worthless reviews. I'm a man of extremes. Only 5s and 1s for me, and actually sometimes 2 and 4s could be good. You could find some good problems in 2s and 4s. Just not 3s though. 3s are like, why'd you bother writing a review? You that bored? If you are that bored, you've lived an uneventful life that makes me not super interested in your take on a Disney employees only barbershop. I'm not reading that. Anyway, one last thing about the utilidors. You'd think they'd be closed off to the public, but they're not. So I guess they're not a secret. You could pay $150 per person to go on a 5-hour tour of the corridors. These fabulous, beautiful corridors pictured here. So you could be up there at the happiest place on earth, or you could spend the day in concrete tunnels in the underground bunker section, staring at costumed mouse ass with human heads. That might be fun. All the American flags are fake. So because Disneyland and Disney World are in the United States, they have a ton of American flags. Because everything in the United States has a ton of American flags, right, Jeff?
USA! I can hear you! USA!
See, that's kind of the situation down there.
Love you, USA, bye.
Except the thing is, you only think Disney is covered in American flags. See, the US has a lot of laws about their flags, like you gotta fly them at half-mast sometimes during times of national mourning. Like if someone important like Meryl Streep dies. Oh wow, I just imagined a world without Meryl Streep in it. Not a world I want to live in. Anyway, because Disneyland doesn't want anyone thinking about the death of Meryl Streep or any other national tragedies while at the park, they don't want to have to lower their flags to half-mast. So they get around that rule by making fake American flags. All the flags at Disney World have either a stripe or a star missing, which means apparently they're not real American flags at all. They're Americant flags. Stay out of politics! Oh, come on. There is a river of poo in the middle of Disney World. You're damn right there is after I have one of those freaking corn dogs, am I right?
Stay out of politics.
Diarrhea. Okay, but there is another river of poo thing going on there, but it's not real actual poo, so you don't have to, you could calm down about it. Just take a breather. Apparently, the designers of Liberty Square in the Magic Kingdom wanted to evoke the feeling of the American Revolution by mimicking how people back then would throw their poop in the streets because they didn't have indoor plumbing. So the Imagineers were basically like, yeah, Benjamin Franklin, okay, what did they do with the poo-poo? Where did the poo-poo go? Where did the poo-poo go? Just use that last one. By the way, a little late, but a word of advice to the people who lived in the 1700s, throw it in the back. Don't throw your whole pee-pee poo-poo situation in the street where you walk and your kids play and stuff. Do it round in the backyard or maybe the side of the house. No great solutions, but you probably picked the worst one. I would imagine by the time it became a river of poop, they would have figured that out. Disney was apparently obsessed with how Alexander Hamilton pooped because another feature of Liberty Square is that there are 0 functioning bathrooms. How does a bastard orphan son of a whore go potty? Well, they didn't have bathrooms back then, so they didn't put any in this section either. To which I say, we do now. We have them now. Put some bathrooms in there. Now, you're probably thinking, Ryan, you big dumb idiot. You forgot the bathrooms in Liberty Tree Tavern and Columbia Harbor House. And to that I say, ha-ha, who's the idiot now? Those bathrooms are so far in the back that they're technically in other lands. I knew you were gonna say that. I got you. I win. Video over. Mic drop.
Hey, the test was still broken. Why do people drop their mic?
Hi there, hello. Please hit that subscribe button. I am a disembodied head, so you can trust me. You can trust me.